Hello beautiful jewels and gems and all of my mommies out there. So I'm so excited today to talk to you about building a YouTube channel for business. So if you want to start using this platform as an opportunity to be an entrepreneur, build your own business, build your own following, then you definitely want to stay tuned for this video. So my name is Chauntel from askchauntel.com, and I am a Christian life, relationship, and business coach. And I'm here to help mom influencers and women influencers build a business and brand that matters and healthy lives, relationships, and families, because I want to help you to do more of what you love. So today we're going to be talking about, like I said before, building a business using this YouTube platform, utilizing it to build something great, build something wonderful, build a personal brand that you can monetize. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. I'm going to give you 10 tips, and the last two are very pivotal, especially if you're just starting out. So if you don't want to miss out on, really learning what it takes to propel yourself forward and stand out against the competition, don't forget to stay tuned for those last two tips. I'm going to give you some experience that I've had along the way as I share with you these 10 tips and really being successful, at building a business out of this wonderful YouTube platform. Okay, so the very first thing that I have to tell you is you have to let go of fear. Sometimes fear can be very crippling and it will trickle in and it will cause us to not proceed forward. We will freeze up, we will decide not to go, not to do it. We'll procrastinate and come up with tons of excuses for why we can't get it done. And I'm here to tell you that you gotta, as Sean O'Connell says, punch fear in the face. I love that quote from him. He has a couple of YouTube channels on here. You guys should check him out, Video Influencers, and also he has another one called Think Media. So I'm all about sharing the knowledge and the information, and so I love what they do over there. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. Like, punch fear in the face. I love that. I think it's so true, because I know that fear, even for me, it really will hold you back. And the sooner that you can get past your fears, the sooner that you can walk into the purpose that God has created for you. All right. My next tip is have a strategy. Whatsoever you do on YouTube, don't just get on air and start posting the most random videos. You have no idea what you're doing. It's okay to not have all the answers, to know everything that you're doing, but if you don't at least try to have a strategy, you are not setting yourself up for success, okay? Kind of have an idea of what are the topics that I want to do, who is the person that I want to reach, and how am I going to help them. That's the basis of what you need to do. That's the foundation of what you need to do. And of course, there are more details and there's more pieces and moving parts that you have to kind of put together with that. But at the minimum, you have to start thinking strategy-wise. Everything that you do on YouTube, it has to be intentional. The reason for that is there is too much competition out there for you not to do it if you expect to be successful. And it can be really difficult once you get on this platform and you're not getting the results that you want, that it can be very discouraging. So I'm trying to tell you right here and now, you can do this. Punch fear in the face, number one. And then number two, you have to have a strategy. You have to think about it. You have to start planning. And when you decide on topics, one strategy that I can give you about creating a strategy that applies to everyone is create similar content. It will help you to focus your attention. It will help your audience to know what you're about, and it will help you to gain subscribers faster, because they will understand what you do, why you do it, and if they want to become a part. If you're posting a video about this and a video about that and they're nowhere related, then nobody's going to know what you're doing and they're not going to want to become a part of what you do. So that's why you have to have a strategy if you expect to be successful, and especially if you expect to monetize at some point. Because it won't be at the beginning. It won't be at the beginning unless you already have a following, and or you just grow really fast. That can also happen, but most of the time you kind of got to build up an audience, and that's what is going to help you to monetize and make money. And I'm not just talking about YouTube ads, okay? There's other ways most people make money on YouTube, and it has nothing to do with ads. Now, ads do help, but if that's your only strategy, then I'm here to tell you that there's more, and we'll talk more about that. Let me know if you're interested in a video on ways to make money on YouTube. My next tip for you today is figure out who you're talking to. Now, I kind of mentioned that in the strategy part because that is a strategy. You need to know who is this person on the other side of the screen and why do they care about what you do. Are you going to be educating them? This is like an education style video. Are you going to be showing them like how-tos? Are you going to be doing DIYs? Are you going to be doing like sit down, we call these in journalism a talking head video, like where you're giving information, where you're answering a question or a concern for someone? Or are you just really funny, or you're going to be entertaining them and they want to see what you do in your life and how you do it, and you kind of inspire and motivate them that way? You know, are you just giving them something fun to watch and to see? And you know, in some way you're helping them in their lives, and it may just be to make them laugh, and it may be to educate them, and it may just be to motivate and inspire them, and it might be all of those things. If you can do all three, oh my gosh, you have something, all right? But yeah, like you got to figure out who is this person that I'm talking to, and you got to think deep about that. You need to know, are they married? Are they single? How old are they? What do they like to do in their, you know, free spare time? Do they have kids? How old are their kids? Like all of the things that would tell you the basic demographics of who this person is so important. And it's also important, I'll just throw this out there, but we're not gonna go deep into this, but what are their psychographics? What are they thinking about? What are they feeling? What do they need in their life? If you can kind of get into those thoughts, feelings, and emotions, then you can really start to unfold what's going on inside, and then that will help you to produce the content that they need, because we really connect on an emotional level. You guys, my background is in psychology, so this is what I do, this is what I love. I love the way that our mind works and what we do and why we do it. It's a beautiful thing, and if you can find a way to figure out what it is that they need, you can really move them forward in their life. You can really assist them in what they're going through, and then now you're fulfilling the purpose that for which you were created. Because we were all given gifts and talents, and those gifts and talents were given to us so that we can help other people. First to help ourselves, but then to help those around us. We all need each other. So if you can really tap into who is this person that I'm talking to and why do they care, you can really start to help people with different things. The next tip that I have for you, I've kind of talked about it right here, but identify what your viewer needs and decide how you'll help them to get it. So you need to first figure out, well, what am I good at? What am I naturally good at? And you know, what am I already an expert in? You may not be an expert in everything because you won't be, but you are an expert in something. So figure out what that thing is that you're an expert in, and if you're having a hard time with that, then ask other people who know you, and they will tell you what you're great at, because sometimes it's hard to know what you're great at just looking within yourself, but the people around you, they can see sometimes what we cannot see. And I was just talking to my friend, Chats with Flo. She produces self-improvement content here on YouTube, and she's like one of my YouTube friends here, and we were talking about that, how sometimes it's hard sometimes to see what you're great at, but the other people around you, they can see that. And so if you haven't identified what it is, that's okay. Like, just ask people. And if you do know what it is, then start to sharpen those skills. Get better at what you do, because that is what's gonna stand out, because you were born with these gifts and these talents, and so it's already probably been in your life that you've already been doing whatever that thing is, and then when you really hone in on it, you can do it even better and help even more people even faster. My next tip for you is build a brand identity. Build a brand identity. a strong point of view. I remember when I first got on YouTube, and I've been on YouTube for 12 years, I have, you know, this very strong point of view. And I shared that. And at first it was hard because there were other people who did not agree with me. And so they just attacked it like, ugh. And that was hard for me, you know, being kind of like, what's the word to describe that? I can't think of a word. It was hard for me for other people to attack the things that I said because I'm a non-confrontational person in general in life. But what I learned is that it's so important to have a point of view because there are other people that share your values, morals, and beliefs, and you have to stand for something. My parents taught me if you don't stand for something, you will fall for anything. And that is so true. Like, you have to have ethics and moral and integrity, and whatever your thing is, just be that. And don't try to be something different because you want to please people, or you want more people to like you, or you want more subscribers. Like, of course, always present yourself well and be wonderful, but just be you. And I just think that that's, everybody says it, and I've heard it, and I'm sure you've heard it, but like, really embody it. Like, be 100% who you are, have a strong point of view, because that's what people are going to follow you for. That's what people want from you. That's why they walked into your arena, and that's why they would choose you over another person when they want to consume that content. My next tip for you is identify what skills or service that you can provide your target market. If you want to monetize, then you've got to figure out, how am I going to make money? What am I ultimately going to sell or present? Okay, because you're on a platform, which means when you have a platform-based business model, you're presenting yourself as a platform if you're becoming or working to become an influencer. So with that point of view, you can either sell your own products or services, physical products, other kinds of services. They could be consulting services like I do. They could be courses. I do that as well. They could be physical products. You could do affiliate marketing. There's a lot of other passive income, but mostly also working with brands. There's so many ways you can go about it. So before you really get started, you need to kind of figure out, what am I gonna sell? Because then when you're creating your content, you can curtail your content to attract the person that would like whatever it is that you're going to be selling. If you don't, and then you create something and then you're like, okay, here it is, then people are gonna be like, what is that? And why do I care? And I'm not buying it, you know? Even if they like you, even if they know you, and even if they trust you, because those are the three things that we know that people, they buy from the people that they know, like, and trust. If it's not relevant to them, if it's nothing that they would use, they're not gonna buy it. They don't want it. They're gonna look at you like, girl, I mean, I appreciate what you do, but no thanks. So I'm just saying, like, think about what can you sell, and make sure it's something that you stand behind and you believe in. I've done lots of different types of selling. I worked in retail at Nordstrom. I used to work for Cutco, where I sold knives, and that was like personal sales. And you know, there's a lot of things. I used to work as a tutor, so I sold my services as a tutor when I was in college. There's so many different things that you can sell, and there's so many ways you can do it, but you just got to put a little bit of thought into it, because then you will attract the people that would care about it. And then if you care about your people, then you'll make sure that whatever you're selling or you're giving them is quality. Because if you want to build an influence, this is a platform-based business model, this is you as an influencer, right? You're eventually working your way to become an influencer. If you're using YouTube as your platform for your business, your point of view is important. You have to be real with who you are and real with your people about what you believe in. You're not gonna just grab a product and be like, oh, this is a great product, if you don't really believe in the product, okay, or the service. The next thing that I would recommend is that you practice and experiment. So I've done a ton of this. If you've been here for a minute, I think you know that I have tried it all. I've tried it all. And I think that that's okay. Like, obviously, because I did it. But you have to experiment, and that's the best way that you will learn yourself and your brand and who you are. And if you already know, that's easier. That's a lot easier. But if you don't, and you're like me and you're still figuring it out, that's okay. Just like I said, be you, be honest. You know, from the beginning, people appreciate. Let me know if you guys are like, yeah, girl, yeah, I feel you, I believe that. People appreciate you just being you. And experiment and try different stuff, and don't put yourself in a box, because if you do, then and you're a creative person, you're gonna drive yourself nuts and everybody else, and you'll never reach your potential. You have to keep trying and trying again, because then you'll find your spot, you'll find your place. And if you restrict yourself, what's the point of being a creative? You know what I'm saying? What's the point of even trying? So you gotta practice and experiment. As you experiment, you'll practice, you'll become more comfortable on camera, you'll become more comfortable on the platform, and then, you know, you'll start to connect with people more. And the more that you do, the more people interact with you, the more feedback you'll get, and the easier it'll be. Number 9, share with everyone. You have to share. This is the part that I was talking about, that you have to do. This is gold right here. Share with everyone what you do. That means online, that means in person. Not only will some of them will attach to it and they'll follow you, but just hearing that, like in person, they're like, hey, I support you. Hey, I saw what you did. Hey, this is like really cool. Hey, I appreciate that. That inspired me. That was funny. When you hear people say these things, it is just so nice. It just feels good, and it encourages you to do more, and then to reach the people that you may not actually see, but who may be present on your platform and are receiving so much from you. Also, you never know who needs what you have, and if you don't share it, they'll never find it. So just give. I found myself, I'm very, like I told you guys at the beginning, I'm Christian, and I found that a lot of times I don't always share all the things that I'm doing because I'm trying to be humble, and that's fine, and it's well and good, and there is a place for it. But at the same time, you have to let people know, because you will pour into their lives and not even know that you're doing it. And you won't know until you try and put yourself out there. And the people that you know are your first customers. Don't rely on them only, because like when they're on their feed looking like, oh, here she goes again, you know. And feeling obligated. Your mom's like, oh, my baby posted a video today. No, but like, if you post, let people know what you're doing, but you also got to go out there. And that brings me into my next tip, number 10. You have to go out and interact with people on the platform. There's already people on this platform who care about what you're doing. So you need to go find, and for me this was hard, because I was like, I can't find anybody who's doing exactly the same thing. But then I remembered that we are not the same. We all were created to be different, and we all have a different point of view, and therefore the way that we give content is going to be different, and then the people who we attract are going to be different. That's why you shouldn't look at these people as your competitors. You should just look at them as like your co-workers, you know, like we're collaborating, your collabs, you know. And that's another great way to build a business, is collaborate with like-minded people, because they have similar audiences. And you know, that's free bonus tip, came out of just thin air because I've been doing this so long. But interact with people on the platform. So go to a video that was posted in the last, let's say, month, and interact with the people that commented on that person's video. And you can also just search by relevance, like you type a topic in. And I know a lot of you are mommy and lifestyle bloggers. So for example, mom vlog, or what I ate today. You can look at those people if your content is similar to that, or you think a person that would like that kind of content would also like your content. You can go find a person that just posted that, or maybe it's a favorites video. You know, May favorites, July favorites, everybody does favorites. Go to that type of video, look at the commenters, See if they have a profile picture. That's always a key, that like a clue that, hey, you know, they're active. Click click on them, go see if you can like find a video that they posted, comment on their video. If you know, if they see your comment, they might come check out your channel. You might have a subscriber, and if you have like attached to a person that is interested in the same type of content, then now you've connected with somebody who's now your subscriber, and then maybe your subscriber for life. So this is what I'm saying. You gotta get out there, you gotta interact, you gotta let people know what you're doing, you gotta have a strategy. And if all of these tips were, you know, great for you, then don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Let's have our coffee break. Let's go. Okay, today my question for you is, what was your very favorite tip today, and what is a tip that you're gonna implement into your YouTube business model? Leave it in the comment section below. Let's go. Well, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video today on how to take your YouTube channel and make it into a business. Okay, I want you to do that today. Whatsoever you do, stick around. I have a brand identity chart. If you're still working on building that brand, you can definitely leave your comment below, like we just talked about right here in the coffee break, and then head over to askchauntel.com. I'll put the link in the description box below, where you can get an outline of these tips right there for you that you can take with you and do it again. So there will be a blog post associated for you right in the description box. And also I have a brand identity chart that if you're still working on your branding, you can definitely download that. Link is also in the description box below. I hope that you guys loved it. My next video is gonna be on how to start a mom blog and make money. So definitely subscribe if you're interested in that. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you on the next one. Hugs and kisses.